I love those who can smile in trouble, who can gather strength from distress, and grow brave by reflection. This is the business of little minds to shrink, but they whose heart is firm, and whose conscience approves their conduct, will pursue their principles unto death. I have been impressed with the urgency of doing so. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Being willing is not enough, we must do it. Nature is the source of all true knowledge. She has her own logic, her own laws. She has no effect without cause, nor invention without necessity. He who loves practice without theory is like the sailor who boards ship without a rudder and compass, and never knows where he may cast. Just as food eaten without appetite is a tedious nourishment, so does study without zeal damage the memory by not assimilating what it absorbs. Human subtlety will never devise an invention more beautiful, more simple, or more direct than does nature. Because in her inventions nothing is lacking, and nothing is superfluous. Learning never exhausts the mind. The noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. You do ill if you praise, but worse if you censure what you do not understand. Tears come from the heart, and not from the brain. Art is never finished, only abandoned. The greatest deception men suffer is from their own opinions. For, truly, great love springs from great knowledge of the beloved object, and if you little know it, you will be able to love it only little, or not at all. Common sense is that which judges the things given to it by other senses. Poor is the pupil who does not surpass his master. Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence. The human foot is a masterpiece of engineering and a work of art. As a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so a life well spent brings happy death. A beautiful body perishes, but a work of art does not. It's easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. Where there is shouting, there is no true knowledge. Iron rusts from disuse, water loses its purity from stagnation, even so does inaction sap the vigor of the mind. Our life is made by the death of others. All our knowledge has its origins in our perceptions. Time stays long enough for anyone who will use it. Who sows virtue reaps honor. Beyond a doubt, truth bears the same relation to falsehood as light to darkness. Blinding ignorance does mislead us. Oh! Wretched mortals, open your eyes. Marriage is like putting your hand into a bag of snakes in the hope of pulling out an eel. Intellectual passion drives out sensuality. The natural desire of good men is knowledge. You can have no dominion, greater or less, than that over yourself. He who is fixed to a star does not change his mind. He who wishes to be rich in a day will be hanged in a year. Men of lofty genius, when they are doing the least work, are most active. Every action needs to be prompted by a motive. Just as courage imperils life, fear protects it. Anyone who conducts an argument by appealing to authority is not using his intelligence, he is just using his memory. Nature never breaks her own laws. Life well spent is long. Time abides long enough for those who make use of it. Knowledge of the past and of the places of the earth is the ornament and food of the mind of man. As every divided kingdom falls, so every mind divided between many studies confounds and saps itself. I have always felt it is my destiny to build a machine that would allow man to fly. Painting is concerned with all the 10 attributes of sight, which are darkness, light, solidity and color, form and position, distance and propinquity, motion and rest. The poet ranks far below the painter in the representation of visible things, and far below the musician in that of invisible things. All knowledge which ends in words will die as quickly as it came to life, with the exception of the written word, which is its mechanical part.
Thank you for listening. We update regularly, so do subscribe to our channel and like the video.